Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Freedback Friday edition of The Rundown. I will be your host today, Craig DeLuz, coming at you from the left coast, behind enemy lines, otherwise known as the Sierras. But as we all know, I do not do this program by myself.
No, because I tend to intrude on him and make his life miserable and try to bring you all some joy out there in visitor land. I am your co-host from the East Coast. My name is Mike Poworski. It is Freedback Friday, which means free beer. Come down and he will give you a free beer.
Oh, when you see Craig who? No, definitely not Craig DeLuz.
Craig DeLu or your brother David, if he's willing to play along. So.
Right.
Any DeLuz will do. Any DeLuz. Well, I don't want to get personal, but just.
Excellent, sir. Hey, any special plans for the upcoming weekend?
Oh, let's see. I think Sunday's going to be another fly day. Gonna fly, just want to fly. And do some flying. I'm going to do a lot of flying on Sunday, I believe it's going to be. So should be a good day.
That's got to be fun. That's got to be quite enjoyable. Just to be able to just go out and, fly through the air and just chill and defy gravity. That's what it is. I think that's what you like about it, is the fact that you
laws of traffic, because you don't have to deal with any of that nonsense. It's much like riding a motorcycle on one of those, nice, scenic, windy roads, and you don't have to stop for anybody. You do whatever you want. That's really it's kind of the best way to equate it. What flying's like for those that ride a motorcycle, so they can kind of get an idea.
Okay. Well, yeah, sounds like fun. Though, isn't it? Excellent. So, folks, hey, I know that you guys are watching us kind of from all around the place, but definitely want to encourage you, if you haven't already done so, in order to participate in Feedback Friday, you need to be commenting at the Rundown. So you need to go to our YouTube channel, you need to go to our Facebook page, one of those two, because that is, in fact, where we will be monitoring the comments. Unfortunately, we're being broadcast a few too many places for us to be able to, just monitor all of the channels. So those are the channels you got to check. Either our YouTube page or our Facebook page. If you want to find our YouTube page, just go to therundown.us. That's therundown.us. If you want to do it on Facebook, you need to look up. It's 2A News Rundown. But if you type in the Rundown, you should be able to find it there. You should be able to find the page there as well.
Rundown.us. Let's try that.
Yes.
All right. I'm giving my computer more than one thing to do if I lose you. So.
Yeah, if things wind up shutting down. Well, I'll tell you what, while you're doing that, for those of you who are paying attention or who have been paying attention to what's been going on with the Build Back Better plan. That's right. That's basically the President Biden's and the Democrats' basic, bill to basically turn the United States into Venezuela. It is a huge, massive spending bill that has absolutely nothing to do with infrastructure. It has things like universal health coverage. It has everything. Child tax credit, which amounts to about $3,000 a person, $3,000 per child per family. It will wind up further extending that, which is basically their way of trying to implement a guaranteed minimum income. But it's just all in all, it's a really bad bill. Well, we all know that we're only going to pay doctors, 50 cents on the dollar for the work that they do. And that's put into the plan. And so when the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, then scores it, they have to score it based on that. But then what winds up happening every year is next year will come around and they'll waive the fact that they're going to do that. And they'll do it the year after that, and the year after that, and the year after that. So the things that are in the bill that they claim are going to create savings, they never actually do. So that winds up increasing the cost of the bill. And the New York Times, of all publications, of anybody out there that I would expect not to tell the truth about massive liberal spending or socialistic type spending, because Democrats have criticized the use of them by Republicans. But one of the things that they note was that will basically make the Build Back Better bill, this bill, cost twice as much as they would lead us to believe as the Biden administration.
$4 trillion is what's on the table today, or at least that's what the Dems are looking at. They're saying this total cost could amount to $4 trillion dollars. That's trillion with a T, folks. So they're doing the don't look at it. No, it's in this hand. This is lined with if even when you look at it, Craig, all of the items that are being put in here are up. It seems like the blue states. Well, I guess I can understand it, Craig, because they've been neglected so long in states where that's actually something that's taken care of. So yeah, again, double over double. Oh.
I mean, but yeah,
I think what we're going to see from the New York Times is that it's it was an error. It didn't mean to get printed. It's like, oh crap, it's been posted. It's because you're right. That's not the normal thing you expect to see from the New York Times. Although we haven't heard much from the New York Times recently, so maybe it was
just folks. Here's the thing, and this is the thing. This is the thing that you've got to be aware of when it comes to this stuff and what these guys are doing. Is they are literally spending us. You have to realize we've already spent more on COVID than we have on accounting for inflation. We've spent more on this than we have as a nation on anything, I believe, with the exception of the Civil War. And that is beyond crazy. And now what we're talking about doing is adding, when you take the what they call the real infrastructure bill, which I mean, we're talking $6 trillion.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And what infrastructure plan do you know, Craig, should have money going to the Ukraine? Whose infrastructure?
Right. Exactly. And folks, I don't know what is going on there, but I am checking out the feed and I'm noticing that it's sputtering off and on. So we apologize. I've got full internet access. I don't know. I've got a nice stream here. I don't know why it's doing that so much, but just wanted you guys to know that your comments and whatnot.
Yep, I'm up monitoring on the YouTubes. So if anybody wants to join over there into a conversation or a chat, feel free to meet me over there. Craig, you're
and the YouTubers.
YouTubers. Okay. All right.
YouTubers.
All right. And we're both a little jumpy. That's kind of weird. Maybe it's too much coffee.
School board. Now you picked out this story, Mike. So tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to let you talk about this.
Oh, I guess I got to come back in the room. Okay, here we are. Trying to remember where this was. Is it in New Jersey? And I can't remember the township in New Jersey.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will stand in for you real quick while you grab your. Raised my interest in watching this one. So anyway, okay. Mike looks like he's got his notes. So let's go ahead and get him back in here.
Oh yeah. Now I'm just bringing him back up. Now I got to bring him right. Looking for is the township. I'll let you look that up while I'm doing this. So he's a student of COVID, is what he's his local township for the high school. And now he was I believe it was in his junior year. He was the representative that was allowed to go to the school board meetings and no contributing or anything like that. It was a learning process. Everybody understands. We say nope, school's done. So he loses that first part of the year, then loses the entire second year of his senior year. So a little bit of his junior year. Remember, COVID hit in March. He loses that. It struck him as just, he was furious that the board would not listen to him. The board would not listen to parents. The board would a small percentage of the actual education he should have got, because that's what we're going to do, and that's the political points we're going to make. Never mind that these kids, Craig, right? Remember, they went to some offline, classes, some homeschooling, some small, most important years of his life, and the school said, sorry, by like 17 percentage points when he went up against this.
And it's phenomenal. That's what's kind of neat about school board is it's really usually in this guy's case was, like you said, he was just an average everyday guy who got frustrated, a kid who a blue state where the sitting governor, the incumbent governor has not, so less leader of the Senate, who's been the leader of the Senate for 20 plus years. Yeah. Dollars on his campaign.
Dollars, of campaign, put a name with a face, with a voice. And that's what it took to oust that guy. And this thing, their absentee ballots are not due until the 8th.
Right.
The 8th, so till Monday.
Right.
This is irresponsible at best. Still has a shot at winning this election.
Oh, no, you're 100% right. There are far too many votes that have not within 1 percentage point. Less than a percentage point, And you've got mainstream media already calling the election. And the reason why they want to do that is because they want to stop the counting. They want to, well, let's put it this way. If they do count, they want to count in secret, right?
More absentee ballots. Oh, look what we found. We can't count now. Oh, look, just one county. It was weird. They brought a whole bunch of stuff later after it was going the wrong way. Sound familiar? Sounds like fraud to me.
Yeah, I think we agree with you. Yeah, it's going to be really, but anyway, it's going to be really interesting if this guy actually winds up winning. It's nice to see that this young kid won.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that the Senate president has got the boot. And folks, this is going to happen all over the country in 2022. Go to the wokedivists in their party until they go to the defund the policers and all of those folks, the critical race theory advocates, and tell them, look, y'all are done. We listen to y'all, and unless Democrats decide they're going to do that and take back their party, we're not going to see anything any better.
Agreed. And we've had all the indicators all week long, right?
Right.
All your vote, it's just crazy. So.
Exactly.
All right. The Virginia State House, right? Don't forget that.
What'd you say?
Virginia's going to lose the state house.
Oh, yeah, that's a whole nother thing. Virginia's going to lose the state house. And it's funny because there's actually the reason why Democrats lost. Now, the funny part about this is, and I know I'm getting a little off topic here, but the funny part about that whole idea is this, is you told moms, you told mothers that you don't get a say in what your kids are taught at school. Now, mind you, overwhelmingly for young kids.
Youngkin, yeah.
Right? They didn't include that in their New York weeks ago. Is that the conservative Democrats outnumber the wokedivists? Like 2 or 3 Democrats said, yeah, no, we're not giving in to you guys are done. We're not listening to your we're not listening to your wokeness. America's doing fine. Wake up,
America.
Liberal America. Why black people or why people of color are buying guns? Mike, can you guess why people of color are buying guns? According to them first, and then why do you?
BC's opinions. It's not really a lot of facts in there. It's which when I got this article, why are blacks buying more guns? What the ABC is saying is because they fear white people and they fear Hispanic people. The way I read it, did you get a different take on it, Craig?
Yeah. Which, by the way,
more people hate black people. Yeah.
Right. They're saying because white people hate black people and because of all the Trumpsters who are mad that Donald Trump lost, that's why. Dramatic rise in crime in many of these communities. Absolutely none. The fact that in just about every city where you saw property crime, every single area of crime, you saw a massive increase. And by the way, able to do their jobs, right? Decriminalizing crime. All of those things took place in areas where if the police don't have the resources or the authority to actually stop crime, then, and by the way, we're going to put the story that I am my own first responder. Therefore, I need to go get a gun.
Yep. It didn't matter, Craig. The most dangerous time in our country that based on their own woke policies, right? Because it's not that these African-American folks that they feared that we're getting rid of law enforcement because of all the policies, just like you said, that were allowing criminals to go free on the streets. And they thought, perhaps it's time I need to.
In these communities did not want the police, police. They just, and I'm not saying that this is effective.
Yeah, the only ones that wanted the
very same.
We usually are to blame for most of it, but listen, you got just as many crackpats on the opposite side of the race table out there pushing critical, mostly safe rioting.
Right. I was being funny / facetious. Maybe that joke. There you go. I like that. All right. So now we're moving on to West Point. We've talked to Kennedy on Fox News, who basically said that, she went to West Point with the idea of she thought she was going to learn how to make America, how to be more sensitive, how to be more woke, wokeness and critical race theory type stuff, and really kind of believe is going to lead to the lack of preparedness, or has led to the lack of preparedness amongst our military.
Yeah, and I'm not going to point any figures or blame or lay any blame here on West Point. So far beyond an Ivy League education, what they put out there.
Right.
It is. I mean, it is the elite of the elite to get into these schools.
Yeah.
I mean, how many would
I would guess a lot. I would probably say I would be surprised if less than 20% of their freshman class was not from California.
Well, outright, it was probably less than 10 from California that went to West Point this year. This is an elite. I mean, you're only talking congressional recommendation, and even that's not enough because there's not enough room.
That's just got to be. That's just part of the packet.
Correct.
You don't have that. You don't get you. You not even.
She may have been one that appears may not have been ready for the intellectual challenge that West Point is going to get you. Thought and debate. Well, that's what West Point is. It's creating those leaders. It's creating, the Pattons, the Grants, the Chappies, the those are the brains that come out of West Point. And it sounds like she may not leave West Point because it's too difficult. It's always whatever the controversial topic of the day is the reason I got thrown out.
Well, not the reason why she left.
Right. And again, remember how this was designed. Critical race theory was designed to stimulate what the military will tell you. Hey, you're on the left side of this argument and you're on the right side of this argument. Now get up here and argue it to the death, and you must defend yourself. To school and get you a good education somewhere else and come back to the Army.
Did you hear, and once again, I didn't have time to look up the story, but evidently there was a battle simulation between British Marines, and if you're out there and you know the story, you can post it in the comments, or you can just
listen. I don't know much about the story except to say that if the U.S. Marine,
love it, but whenever I hear stories, I see the wokeness that seems to be becoming more and more prevalent in military. It raises a question to me about our readiness. We've spent a career in the military for some either information or some reassurance that we're in a good spot.
Corps just announced, and it's because it's under this administration, that we're not looking for masses of fighters. We're looking for more individual talents that they do it best. They don't need to pretend to be somebody else. Our readiness is down. It's absolutely down. The funding is down. The drive, the motivation is down.
That actually is good to know. That is good to know. Thank you, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that feedback. All right, moving right. You already know this. Alec Baldwin. We have a new magazine that is available. It's probably going to be available for sale, but possibly have blanks.
Possibly blanks.
It could possibly have blanks. Oh my! I'm almost to the point where I'm starting to feel sorry for this guy because he's
doing a skit on this, right?
Oh yeah. Oh man, they never. They will never do a skit on this. And then kind of going in another theme or direction that we've been talking about lately. Now, let's go, Brandon. Please tell me the vulgar words. Well, you know what it really means, what they're saying, and here's a perfect example of that. Brandon High School.
Can't wait to hear what the cheerleaders are shouting out Friday night.
Exactly. What do you think they're shouting? What do you think when the basketball team comes out? What do you think they're going to be shouting? What do you think they're going to be yelling? What do you think the fans are going to be yelling?
Probably F Joe Biden. They're the only ones not saying "Let's go, Brandon" anymore.
Right. Because once again, they already know. They know exactly what it is code for.
It's so overplayed here,
I know. We've been there, done that.
Yep.
All right, Mikey. Well, hey, that's going to be it for today's show, man. We pretty much knocked it out today.
Let's go, Brandon. Right? Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. You want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors?
Here, and I hear, Craig, hopefully one day in the future you'll be able to buy firearms parts from all three of those sponsors. There you go.
All right, folks. Well, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you. And conservative views from the left coast, from the East Coast. We just want to say you guys have a good weekend.
Later.